I am Phyllis Fox and I am 58 years old. I was diagnosed with Lyme disease and this is my story. In May 2010, I was visiting my sister in Nanaimo, BC when I got bit by an insect while working in her garden. At the time, I didn't know what bit me, but the next day I noticed a rash around the bite. I just thought I had a reaction to the bite and didn't pay any more attention to it. 2 weeks later, after arriving back in Alberta, I started getting ripples of pain in my feet and in my hands. At first I thought it was a pinched nerve, but after visiting my chiropractor, it wasn't that as it continued to get worse. Since I have diabetes, I then thought it was poor circulation, but neither my hands nor my feet were cold. When I saw my doctor in July, I told him about the pain and he said it was probably nothing and shrugged it off. All this time I noticed that my blood sugar started to climb, which told me that I had an infection of some type, as I hadn't changed what I was eating or changed my exercise program. I saw my doctor again in February of 2011 and told him I had an infection as my blood sugar was high. He just increased the dosage of my prescriptions for my diabetes. In the spring of 2011, I started getting boils on my stomach and groin area. My daughter told me to see Dr. Riddle, a naturopath, which I did in May 2011. After I told him my symptoms, he asked me if I had either been to the west or east coast and had I been bitten while there. I told him of my trip to Nanaimo the previous year. He had me send a blood sample down to IGeneX in California to get it tested for Lyme as well as other co-infectors. When I saw Dr. Riddle in June 2011, he told me the test results had come back and I had Lyme disease. The symptoms were getting worse with constant pain in my muscles of my hip and then my shoulders. I had my first treatment of infrared laser in June from Dr. Riddle, which I found helped. Then I started home treatments once a week with a Lyme machine and a chiropractic treatment afterwards, and I got relief from the pain for a few days. If I had any stress, I would instantly have pain. I went back to my doctor with the results of my test. So he did a blood test for Lyme through the Alberta healthcare system, as he did not believe the test results that I brought to him. It came back negative. In July, I was getting shooting pain through the back of my head and had a hard time comprehending information and following a conversation. I continued with the Lyme machine twice a week and infrared laser once a month. In the meantime, my doctor sent me for a CT head scan and found nothing. He sent me to an internist doctor, found nothing, and then to a neurologist who also found nothing. By the end of 2011, I was losing muscle mass and memory loss. I had continued with treatments on the Lyme machine at home as well as chiropractic treatments, both of which began to give me some good days rather than every day being in pain and having problems with memory, concentration, and fatigue. In January 2012, I started the infrared laser 3 times a week and noticed a significant improvement. What I noticed was that I began to have less pain and I wasn't as fatigued. In February-March 2012, I saw Dr. Riddle for polotherapy in my shoulders as I had developed adhesive capsulitis from the pain and muscle atrophy. I was able to get full range of motion back into my shoulders and the muscle mass began to return. It was after this that I began to feel like I was getting better. I had also been taking a herbal formula from Dr. Riddle, which was working to kill the Bartonella. In May 2012, I got pain in my knee for 4 to 6 weeks, and since then I have not had any major pain episodes. I have Hertz reactions sometimes with taking the herbal formula and infrared laser treatment, which is usually pain in my feet or calves and only lasts for a minute. Sharp electrical shock type of pain that comes and goes in that minute. During the summer of 2012, I was able to garden, keep up on 3 acres of mowing grass, as well as all the regular jobs of being a farm wife. The previous year, I had to rely on my family to help, as I did not have the energy or strength to do these same activities. Cleaning my own house would take 2 days instead of an afternoon, because I would have to rest after vacuuming or washing floors. In November 2012, I started to get lymph treatments, as well as continuing with the herbal formulas, detox formulas, infrared treatment, and chiropractic care. The lymph treatments are done with a machine called a Lymph Star Pro Fusion, and I feel has really begun to get me over some hurdles. I have known since I started the combination of a lymph treatment followed by an infrared laser treatment once a week that I feel I am just about back to where I was health-wise before I had been bitten, before I got Lyme. I still tire easily, but I can do all the activities of daily living, recreational, hobbies, and have a social life again. Throughout this whole time, I have also been taking Immunical Platinum, 1 pack a day, which I was taking before the tick bite, and I feel that this has helped with my healing, as well as why my symptoms may not have gotten as bad as other cases I have read about. I have gotten back my memory and ability to recall numbers, concentrate and do our farm accounts without struggling. It is now February 2013. I have continued this combination of treatment to date and foresee myself continuing to improve and beat this untreatable disease. I know one day that I will be Lyme free.